Have you ever wondered what started the downfall of Raccoon City in Resident Evil? Well, according to yes, I did use the fandom wiki, but I actually wrote a police report based on the murders. So I have a criminal justice degree, and I decided to put that to use by writing a fictional police report about the murders that started Raccoon City. So, the very first victim was a Jane Doe. She was approximately 20 years old, and they found her on the banks of the Marble River in Cedar, just outside Raccoon City. We don't know where Raccoon City is, but we do know that it is surrounded by a mountain range called the Arklay Mountains. And it was a very popular hiking destination for a lot of people. So, victim 1 was an unnamed female, making her a Jane Doe, 20 years old, found on the banks on May 20th, 1998. She had severe lacerations and bite marks all over her body, and she was missing her left foot. But on her right foot, she had a hiking boot, a mountaineering boot. So the responding officers decided that she was an out-of-state tourist and that her death was caused by a grizzly bear attack. To me, the lacerations, it never states how the lacerations are, if they're jagged, if they're straight cut. If they're jagged, then that could go for the grizzly bear attack, wherein the grizzly has her by her feet and is pulling her, and she is struggling, trying to grab onto stuff, and getting cut by branches. We don't really know, though. It never describes the lacerations in detail in the wiki or in the area that you can find this information. The next victims, victims 2, 3, and 4, were a family found dead alongside Route 6. I do not know where Route 6 is in location to Raccoon City, but given that all of these were investigated by the Raccoon City Police Department, I'm assuming that Raccoon City has a route running alongside it, maybe? I don't know. Victims 2, 3, and 4 were found on the roadside of Route 6. Each member of the family, I'm assuming mother, father, and maybe a son or a daughter. I don't know the ages. I do not know the genders. It just said a family found dead. So I can make assumptions based on that, but I honestly don't know. But each member was missing various internal organs and had vicious bite marks that are human in origin. So this is the first time that we see human bite marks on a victim. We see the human bite marks and the missing organs, and this leads... They still don't know what's happening. They don't know. There's human bite marks, missing organs. This is nothing like the grizzly bear attack they had just seen. So, I don't know who the responding officer is. I don't know if it's like Elliot. I don't know if it's Branagh. I don't know if this was when it went to STARS. I do know that the case did get turned over to STARS, because that leads to them. They sent out, I believe, I could be wrong, they sent out B-Team to go investigate the derailed train. And then B-Team gets murdered, and that's Resident Evil 0. And then they go to Resident Evil 1, where they're going to save them. So, I believe that this case, all of these get turned over to STARS at some point. I don't know between which victims it gets turned over to STARS, But I do know that it does get turned over to STARS at some point. We don't know what organs the family was missing. We don't know where the bite marks are. This could just be a family that pulled over to the side of the road to change a tire and ended up getting attacked by some of the members of the Umbrella Lab that was in the mountains, the Spencer Mansion. They could be members of the Spencer Mansion that wandered downhill and ended up attacking people. We do know that a lot of the bioweapons got released when Spencer Mansion went down. This is before Resident Evil 1. But we do know that they tried to contain it, but the containing mechanisms didn't work. And because of that, that's what led to Resident Evil 0 and Resident Evil 1. And obviously the entire series. But I think that these were caused by a member of the Umbrella Lab in Spencer Mansion that got out and attacked this family that just happened to be changing a tire on the side of the road. Victim 5 was a 39-year-old man. He was found dead outside a boat mooring station. So, on the Mendez River. This is different than the Marble River. So, learning a bit more about the geography of Raccoon City. According to reporting officers, there was very little of his body found. This happens to be one of the most gruesome ones. There was very little of his body found, and there were actually small animals found dead alongside his body that looked like they had been half eaten. They managed to figure out who the man was. This is what I think. We don't know what part of his body was left. We don't know that, but maybe he had a part of a shirt that showed he worked at the boat mooring station, and that was how they were able to identify him. That's what I think. So that could be speculation. The witnesses in the area reported several bloody individuals that they saw walking, but they never found them. So again, that could be members of the Umbrella Lab who escaped. And obviously, itchy, tasty, they turned into zombies. Victims 6 and 7 were husband and wife. I gave them the names John and Jane because all we got was their last name of Lindley. So I named them John and Jane. The elderly couple was found dead in their home in the Arklay Mountains. Cause of death was determined to be from a forceful bite to their necks. The autopsy was performed, and it showed that they both had human flesh in their stomachs, which led the coroner to believe that they did this to each other. Talk about cannibalism as a overwhelming love, I think, is one of the things that people say cannibalism can be a metaphor for, is overwhelming love. Overwhelming hunger, stuff like that. Then we have another just like list of unnamed people. I did what I could with what the wiki provided me. I will link that in the description. I did what I could. I've been reading off my laptop and spinning off that what I believe. 7 unnamed hikers and mountain climbers from out of state were found dead in and around the Arklay Mountains between May 20th, 1998, which is when we found the first victim, and July 9th, 1998, which is when we're getting into Resi 0, Resi 1 territory. 5 were found alone and 2 were found together. Including that, 4 local Raccoon City families have been found dead, numbering 13 victims in total. While these deaths were originally believed to be grizzly bear attacks, as of June 16th, 1998, aggressive dogs, these are the BOW Cerberus, were cited and believed to be the cause of some of the deaths. The investigation obviously went through many stages, and the current belief of some investigating officers, I'm assuming this meant like Elliot, Edward, the guys that Leon would have worked with had he come on in his first day, that a cannibalistic cult was the cause of some of the deaths. Obviously, that's based on the missing organs, the bloody individuals that were cited, and other things. But the case got turned over to STARS, and the rest is history. So I will link to the Wikipedia page I used, which cites where they got the documents from the video games, and I published this police report on Archive of Our Own. Some of the names were made up, but like John and Jane Lindley, and I gave a name to the coroner. I named him Franklin Granger. That is not the name of the actual coroner. I don't know what the name of the actual coroner is, but those are the only names I made up, and I will probably link to that too. I have been Pluto's Pulsar, and I will see you guys later. Bye.